Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, May 11th, and we've got some summer-like weather on the way, but not until next week. We've got 3 or 4 more days where we'll be around normal, maybe just a degree or two below normal, but then we got perhaps 80-degree weather coming as early as Tuesday of next week, and I think we'll be around 80 or in the 80s for much of next week, and then we'll begin to see some summertime thunderstorms arrive on the scene as we get towards the end of next week. But until then, not a whole lot of precipitation, but you can see the extended outlook warmer than normal and becoming wetter than normal, and we're going to go back into that pattern. But until then, though, we should get a lot of things planted here over the next 7 days. You can see about low to mid 60s throughout the weekend, maybe around 70 on Monday, and then as we get into Tuesday through the rest of the next week, again, temperatures in the 80s. You can see this is some of the weather we had yesterday, some interesting layered features of clouds moving through. We had a pretty nice day here, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s with some filtered sunshine throughout the day. And if we look at the growing degree day numbers so far, you can see the areas of Lansing, Blissfield, Jasper, and Henderson leading the way. Right now, Lansing and Blissfield keep flip-flopping as the leaders. And we'll begin to see those growing degree days really take off. You can see soil temperatures mainly in the 50s, low 50s over most of the locations now. And once we get through this weekend, we shouldn't look back. We're going to see temperatures at the different soil levels approach or go into the 60s. And I think, again, we won't look back on that. You can see some of the precipitation overnight since midnight, just over 2/10 down here at Blissfield. Couple of hundreds in some of the other locations. Most of the rain across southeast lower Michigan here over the last 24 hours. You can see temperatures out there this morning in the upper 40s to around 50 in most locations with cloud cover, and you can see 23/100ths of an inch at Jasper, 22 at Blissfield, and lesser amounts once you get north and especially to the northwest. If we look at the satellite view, you can see some of the colder cloud tops here overnight across the southeast part of the state. Bigger thunderstorms, severe storms, tornado outbreaks across Texas and Oklahoma. Those will stay well to the south as that low pressure system continues to move off to the east-southeast. Again, not a lot of way of precipitation. You can see the early morning precipitation is going to be moving off to the east. Can have a renegade shower or a sprinkle, but for the most part, most of the rainfall is done for much of the area as this activity will remain off to the south. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see the low pressure system that's responsible for the overnight rains now across the central portions of Indiana, Ohio. It'll continue to move off to the east. The cold front will help push that precipitation out of here. Basically, this is going to keep us from getting into the 70s. This front will move through and that'll drop our temperatures in the low to mid 60s, maybe upper 50s to low 60s for a couple of days, and then we'll gradually warm up to close to the mid 60s to around 70 either Sunday or Monday. Right now Sunday looks like a pretty nice day. I think we'll probably be in the low 60s, 60, 62 degrees across much of the area at 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock. On Mother's Day looks like partly cloudy skies. Again, temperatures around 60 degrees for a pretty nice day. And if we look at the forecast map by Friday, you can see the low pressure systems mainly off to our southeast. Again, this system will be quite dry and moisture starved. Can't rule out a sprinkle or shower Friday and Saturday, but most of the time it'll be dry right on through the middle of next week. And finally, if we look at Saturday, that another reinforcing cool shot of air will keep us dry, but it'll keep us from getting too warm again. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s for Mother's Day. And if we look at the forecast of precipitation here over the next 5 days, you can see very limited amount of precipitation over the next 5 days across most of central and northern Michigan, and only around a quarter to possibly half inch across extreme southwest lower Michigan. But as we get into the heat of next week, later on next week, we'll have a few waves of low pressure move our area, and that's going to bring some of the heavier precipitation near the area. Again, the driest areas look to be the northeastern areas, and again, as the warm air will move out ahead of that front, we'll see some of this precipitation move in. We should have some good thunderstorms, I think, as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, it looks like our next best chance of precipitation. And on to Weather Watch this morning, you can see some dense fog advisories across southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa, and then some frost advisories for northwest Minnesota. Other than that, not a whole lot going on here in the state of Michigan and the area. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.